It is absurd that you believe it is okay to only send a couple of $100s to dad for your child.
Imagine being an influencer making hundreds of thousands of dollars, yet still trying to justify paying only $200 in child support. This is Karen, a well-known social media influencer who married Stephen Foster, but left him to raise their toddler alone because she was too busy partying to influence her own child.
Okay, Mr. Foster, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, what's happening is this. She's out and she's partying, she's having fun, she's doing all this stuff like all on social.
That sounds like the start of a compelling thriller or drama. Are you looking to expand this into a full story? I can help develop the plot, refine the writing, or add depth to the characters. Let me know what direction you'd like to take.
Social media. She's a social media influencer. I met her because I'm one of her super fans.
Oh,
yeah.
This is cute.
How it happened was that since I'm a super fan, I'm kind of following her around, see what she's doing.
This is shaping up to be a gripping story. The setup of Stephen idolizing Karen, only to be pulled into a whirlwind romance that leads to something much darker, has a lot of potential for drama and suspense. Do you want to explore a psychological thriller angle, where Stephen slowly unravels the truth about Karen? Or are you thinking more of a tragic love story, where his obsession leads to his downfall? Let me know how you'd like to develop it, and I can help refine the narrative.
We have one child together, and she's not really doing the things that she's supposed to do as a mother, pretty much supporting the child, being there for.
The moment she gave birth to their child, he naturally expected her care and attention. However, partying and going out mattered more to her, and she saw him as an obstacle in her path. So, she left Stephen behind and moved on, offering no support for their child.
And I brought her here today just to say, hey, you gotta step up your game, you gotta do something, help out this child, because I can't be the only supporter if you're here.
So, this was essentially Stephen's side of the story, but the judge wanted to dig deeper. After all, how could a mere superfan, just an ordinary nobody, manage to end up with his favorite influencer?
A little bit more interested in the background, how you became a super fan. I mean, I don't need all the details about, how the child was conceived. I'm just interested to see how they.
Then, Stephen rewound to those days, recounting how deeply he admired her. He explained how their unique chemistry unfolded, eventually leading to the birth of their child.
All my stuff, letting people know this is what I do, like all my catering stuff and all that. But when it comes to her, I know that she does all this stuff, and I know she's a big influencer, and she pretty much puts everything out there.
Poor guy, his eyes still sparkled whenever he spoke about her. Deep inside, that superfan still lived on, unable to move on, no matter how badly she had treated him. Next, Voiced. You know what's even crazier? He never even dreamed of being with her. He only reached out to her to make connections and grow his catering business through her party.
It's a live stream. She can do that. She has that. But so that's what I did. I actually reached out to her in that way, and that's how I got.
The judge asked Stephen if he had anything more to add, and once he confirmed he didn't, she turned to Karen, ready to hear her side of the story in this entire situation.
For my influence out there, so I can actually start catering and partying catering to all these parties.
All right, and so you want her to pay child support?
Yes.
All right, and you said the child is on Medicaid,
yes.
Correct? Okay. All right, is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
That's crazy, isn't it? She responded with a sarcastic smirk, unfazed by the seriousness of the courtroom. That obsession with popularity was written all over her behavior.
No.
Okay. Ma'am, welcome. I'm honored. Social media influencer?
It's crazy.
You sent him child support? What? Just $200 a month. You spend more than that on drinks every night.
But what does that have to do with you being a mom?
I'm out there trying to make money and trying to support my child. I do send him money.
And you know what her best argument was. Take a look at this.
How much money are you getting from her, if any?
She only sends about maybe like $200-300.
$200 or $300?
Who are you trying to fool here? Stephen snapped, jumping in on the spot and interrupting.
Media influencer?
Well, I'm still growing my business.
The irony was striking. Instead of feeling ashamed, she turned the accusation on him. You used to party with me all the time, she scoffed. Stephen shook his head. Girl, I was there catering your parties, not enjoying them.
But she parties, it's all over, it's online. It's like she's everywhere.
And you're getting paid for these appearances,
And you
right?
party too. That's how we met.
Nah, I was catering.
She pulled out the usual argument, claiming that Stephen was making his own money too. But the judge shut it down, reminding her that wasn't the issue at hand. Instead, the judge asked, "How much are you making?"
So he is making a good income as well.
Right, but the child is with him, so
Yes.
his income is not really
Because
concerning
I
for me.
travel.
If that wasn't shocking enough, she went on to say that she wanted full custody of the child, despite the fact that her partying was the very reason she abandoned them in the first place.
Right, and you're being paid for your travel. Exactly. How much are you making, roughly?
Maybe about 100,000.
You're making about $100,000 and you send him $200 or so for the...
Then she argued that her increasing wealth would actually benefit the child, making it clear that he'd be better off in her custody.
That I would like him with me.
So you want the baby to be on social media for likes and follows?
Oh,
She tried to launch another attack on Stephen, but the judge cut her off, making it clear just how weak and shallow her arguments were.
making a pretty good income, and I think that this could really help him when he's older and to save up some money.
Well, if you're making a pretty good income, you can send more.
Both sides have been heard, and it was evident that she was never a suitable parent for the child. Now, the moment of judgment had arrived.
No, ma'am. Maybe you can work harder to be in your child's life. And I highly doubt a judge would place the child with you. No.
The decision was clear. She was in no state to be a responsible parent. No matter how famous she was as an influencer, her presence would only be a bad influence on her child. Before delivering the final verdict, the judge tried to reason with her, giving her a chance to reflect. But she remained stubborn, unmoved from where she started.
I'm going to place you on child support based on that $100,000 a year, ma'am. Yeah, and don't look confused.
The judge delivered the final verdict. She would have to pay child support based on her actual earnings, ensuring that Stephen received a fair amount to provide for their
You
child.
believe that's in the best interest of the child to be somewhere stable?
Well, I think the best interest of the child would be with me, and if I'm growing a business and I can take care of them.
And you believe
So, an additional 9% of her gross income was allocated for Medicaid, ensuring proper healthcare support for the child.
is base your child support off that $100,000 that you testified to. Make sure monthly child support obligation $1,242. Now you mentioned Medicaid.
Yes.
Medicaid is not free. He doesn't have to pay for it, but you.
The judge wrapped it up with a sarcastic remark. "I'm sure you can find someone from your followers to get you a cheaper medical insurance deal." And that was it for today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating cases coming your way.
$150. If you can find somewhere on, private health insurance, I'm pretty sure you can find it a lot cheaper. Maybe one of your
This ended with a sarcastic remark from the judge saying that you could surely find someone from your followers to get you cheaper medical insurance. This was it for today. Subscribe to our channel and like this video as a motivation for us to bring more interesting cases to you guys.